Okay, my lovies. Well, there she is. So I'm not really pleased with how this turned out. And I thought, well, all right, maybe I'll just redo it or go with a different idea. It was a different idea in my head and it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. But then I thought, this is part of this lesson, this new beginnings. So this is good. Everything happens for a reason and I just love it. So, I had a whole different idea. It looks nothing like I planned. So, what I'm going to do is redo it. While you're watching, really quick, and see if I can get what's in my head onto my my canvas here, my wood. But what I want as I'm putting this down, and hopefully I can do this without, I can talk and do this at the same time. You never know. I thought I would just kind of talk about how this new beginnings is so applicable to what just happened right now. So new beginnings can mean tons and tons of things. It can be a total new beginnings, moving, new jobs, new everything, new relationships. It can mean also a daily renewal of our thought processes, our dreams. And just like this piece, so goes life sometimes, because what the vision I had in my head was completely different than how this turned out. And that is life sometimes. I know it is for me. I know that there was a point in my life where I woke up one morning and I thought, whose life am I living? Whose life is this? Because this isn't how I wanted it to be. This is not even anything close to what I thought it would be. And sometimes, like with this piece of art, we are called away to do different missions, different things. And I say missions because sometimes we have kids and sometimes relationships or parents or whatever distracts us. And that's what happened with this piece over here. I had so many things going on and responding to emails and orders and wholesale stuff. And I mean, it was just, and then the doorbell rang and it was just a million things. And when I got back to it, I started to pick up where I left off and it was different and I was distracted and I kind of lost my way. And that is what happens so often in life. I know, and I am speaking for me, and maybe not everybody, but for me, I lost my way several times because it's just life. I refer often to the dark days when I was spiraling out of control. I was making bad decision after bad decision. It was just a mess. And I lost my way. And I woke up and I was like, what the heck? Oops. And so then I obviously can't paint and talk at the same time. I'm doing my best. So, this is such a perfect illustration of new beginnings, because what we can do is we can look at this piece and go, all right, I guess it's good enough. There's something that I'm like, it's just not right. It's not what I wanted. It wasn't the plan. And of course, plans adjust in life. And plans adjust with art for sure, because sometimes you start out creating and I could have had an original plan and then done this and thought, man, that is awesome. But that's not how it worked out this time. And so plans change and life adjusts for sure. I'm just trying to decide here. Where I want this to go, because I want to get it right this time. And that is our opportunity with life, is that we get, the great thing about our lives is we get to choose. We get to choose if we want to do it over. We get to choose if this is okay for right now. We get to choose where we want to go. And sometimes, again, we have times and missions and things that we have to accomplish before we can actually, you know, get to where we want to go, or take the steps, or, you know, sometimes we just have to get things done. So that looks pretty good. So I thought that instead of, because I really was going to just scratch this and do a whole new piece, and try it again, and, you know, just do, but I thought this is a great lesson. This is a great lesson in accepting the imperfection and going with it, and choosing to make something better if you want. I've got a really huge bubble underneath here that I need to get out. Okay, so now I have this kind of to where I want it, and I'm just going to walk through. Now we're on to the art lesson, life lesson, art lesson. You get a full circle of really great things in today's Sunday inspiration. But what started to go bad over here, which is always my thing, is that I did my umber wash because I was uncomfortable with how it was looking, and so I thought that that would make it better, and that didn't make it better. And that's sometimes in life we go back to familiar habits because we're uncomfortable with how things are going, and it's not the familiar. All right, so now I didn't do the umber wash, and I want this white, I want some blank space. I wanted it to be neutral, and this only piece of, one of the only pieces of color in here to be this. It's from 1912. It's a fabric sample piece from a book. Oh, it's glorious. All of these are just fabulous. 1813. This was from a botany class. All of these lesson plates. Fabulous. Simply fabulous. Okay, so now I am in search. Oh, here it is. These are the dragonflies from my Let It Fly stencil. I don't think I have it handy. Anyway, these are the masks that come with it. And initially, in the first part, I sprayed. And my sprays, I just don't like how they come out. They're not very fluid. And then I didn't like that. So then I tried to water it down. I mean, I tried all kinds of stuff with this one, as you saw. So what I want to do with this is trace my dragonflies and then color around them, because I want the backgrounds. That was what I was going for, is I wanted the backgrounds to show through. Then I'm going to add a little bit of color. I want this to be kind of neutral. So in order to trace this, I am going to dry it, and then I'll be right back, and we'll finish this hopefully really fast. Okay, so this is, I think, fairly dry enough for me to trace these, and I'm just using a regular mechanical pencil because it's got a nice sharp point. And then I'll go back over it with my charcoal pencil to further define it. But for now, I just want to get the design down. It's still a little tacky. But I hope that you don't mind me doing this real time, because I just thought it was such a great, it was like I'm thinking about this piece, thinking about the piece, and all of a sudden I'm like, yes, this is This is life. This is learning. Lesson right here. We get to choose to do it over. We get to choose to make a new start. To make the steps. To make it better. It's our choice. There's that one. I have so many friends right now who are in transition and hurting, and lots of peeps just thinking, what have I done wrong? And that's the wrong thinking. It's, what can I learn from this? It's like this piece right here. I know what it did wrong. I know where it went awry. So I just don't want to do it again. So I give it another try, and I you know, make, it's not going to be perfect every single time. But the second we stop trying, it's danger zone right there. Okay, now, hopefully, I am going to set this one aside real quick. Hopefully, I am going to just be able to create a little shadow around those with a little bit of acrylics with a real watery kind of feeling. What do I want? What do I want? Ooh, this one's good, and this one. I love these colors up here. I want to kind of stay away from a lot of the dark, maybe. I don't know, I like that one too. I don't know. I'm trying to kind of stay in that zone there, see what I can do. Oh my. Am I out of my favorite color? What in the world? Oh, you know what? Let's try this. Yeah. This is eye zinc that I did for Find Out Friday with Donna Downey, but it's permanent. Ooh, yes. See? This is the good stuff. All right. I'm going to water down my palette here. And you know what I do need? I need a little white. And I'm gonna pull this out. Lots and lots of water. Mix that to the color and the consistency that I want. And then just lightly lay in some color. where she is so far. I think she's pretty dry. I added some little, it looked a little empty, so I just added a couple splats. As I was drying it, I splatted a little bit, and that makes me happy. So happy. So now, before I start blocking in the dragonflies with my charcoal and everything, I want to add, the main focus for this piece was to just really have it feel organic. You know, nature, natural. So I'm going to use some walnut ink. And this is not going to look too much like what the stencil is because it's walnut ink, so watery. But that's what I wanted to go for. I want it to be super, super natural. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to come down here now to like right here. And I want to just cover this up. That is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Now, that looks pretty good. I might want to add a few little, I don't know, splotches or here and there, but I want to start, for me I have to start blocking in things so I can get an idea eye-wise how it's looking and what it's going to need. And I'm going back to my charcoal pencil, which is my favorite. I've been using a lot of oil pastels or the crayons like I did the first time. But it's hard to go back over those. Like if you want to correct something or do something different, you're kind of out of luck. Unless you seal it. But this is how I imagined it. This looks so much better. Okay, so I used my umber pastel stick, and now I'm using my black. And I think what I want to do now, oh, that feels so much better, so much better. I'm going to take my walnut ink and I'm going to dip brush into it and kind of give me some splatters. They dry really, you can see how lightly they dry. When you use walnut ink though, you have to seal it if you put another layer on, because it will wash away. It doesn't necessarily do that on paper, but because we've got matte medium down and a little bit of everything, you would definitely need to seal it. Oh man, that feels so good. Oh, makes me happy. So now I want to put New Beginnings on here. And I'm trying to figure out where I want it. The old one was up here, but I don't really, I think I'm going to put it down here, New Beginnings, because I just love the composition of this. So I'm going to get this dry before I mess it up, and then I'll stamp in New Beginnings. Okay, so she's dry, and I have stamped out New Beginnings here, and this is a really good way to just see where it should go. Where should it go? I don't necessarily like it down here like I thought I would. I kind of like it right there. Oh, the torment. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's my plan. So this is stamped out on a piece of tissue paper. And because I have not sealed this, I have to be really careful not to smear my charcoal. There, you got it. All right, so here's the old, here's the new. Happy, happy day. I love this. This will get made into something. This wasn't bad. It just wasn't what I had in mind. It wasn't where I thought I wanted to go. And my friends, that is my life story in so many ways, that I had a plan, but I got detoured, I got sidetracked, I got pulled away from where I was going, and I had to live life that way, and then I had to start over. I had to create a new beginning, and a new beginning for you today could mean just one new thing. Letting go of yesterday. Yesterday you could say, yeah, that wasn't my best day. That wasn't my best piece of art. That wasn't my whatever. And the next day is a total new beginning. You get to make it better. You get to learn from the past. You get to learn from yesterday or your mistakes or whatever. And you get to choose to make this day, today, better than the next. You get to learn and grow. And you get to create a whole new beginning just in one day. Some of my friends are in new beginnings in humongous ways. New relationships, new cities, new jobs, new really big, scary, big stuff. And it's scary and exciting all at the same time. But thankfully we have breath. We can wake up, and every day we get to choose to create a new beginning, to create our world and how we want it. All right, my friends, I've taken so much of your time today, but I thought I would kind of mix this up and share and learn and all that kind of stuff all in one. So thank you so much for being here. I hope your Sunday is awesome. I hope you find new beginnings in every area of your life and grow and learn. And I hope you always know that you are loved.